Through thee will we push down our enemies. Through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. They meet with darkness in the daytime, and grope in the noonday as in the night. I will utterly consume all things from off the land, saith the Lord. I will consume man and beast. I will consume the fowls of the heaven, and the fishes of the sea, and the stumbling blocks with the wicked. And I will cut off man from off the land, saith the Lord. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities, and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. And the Lord, he it is that doth go before thee. He will be with thee. He will not fail thee, neither forsake thee. Fear not, neither be dismayed. And the Lord appeared in the tabernacle in a pillar of a cloud, and the pillar of the cloud stood over. Rise up. Acts 2. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. Deuteronomy 20. When thou goest out to battle against thine enemies, and seest horses and chariots, and a people more than thou, be not afraid of them, for the Lord thy God is with thee, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And it shall be, when you are come nigh unto the battle, that the priest shall approach and speak unto the people, and shall say unto them, Hear, O Israel, ye approach this day unto battle against your enemies. Let not your hearts faint, fear not, and do not tremble, neither be ye terrified because of them. For the Lord your God is he that goeth with you, to fight for you against your enemies, to save you. Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out mine hand upon it, and will break the staff of the bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it. Though these 3 men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it, they should deliver but their own souls by their righteousness, saith the Lord God.
The Lord told me to put all my scriptures in front of my message here. So there's a compilation here of all the scriptures that is going to pertain to what I'm about to say, and that is, the Lord has been showing me and telling me some awesome things here. Back in, I'm going to go all the way back to October 15th, and I did an Russian roulette with the Bible, because that's the best way I can communicate with the Lord, seeing that that with the V2K and everything that goes on with me and the torture and all, this is the best way. And he does not mind. He doesn't mind me asking for an RR from him. So anyway, I asked him. I had some questions, and so I asked for an RR. And these are some of the questions I had. Why are all the torturing people leaving my fourplex and around the neighborhood? And then I had a bad dream. It was just like a day prior to that, but all the torturing people, the people around me that tortured me, the Indian, everyone. The new guys that moved downstairs, there was probably approximately about 7 to 10 families that up and moved, all within like days of each other. And I'm talking the guy downstairs, directly down below me, and the lady next door to me. They all picked up within like 2 days of each other and moved. And those 2 were the ones that did most of the torturing. And then all these people started moving in, and they're in nature Islamic, people are moving in, surrounding me. I have two directly in front of me. I have one that's down a couple of doors down from there that moved in. He has a black truck with, the Denver airport, the guy that's holding up the sword, that Islamic sword. That's what he has on the back of his truck, all painted on there. And he's Islamic. Arabic, I guess I should say. And they all come over and they all talk. There's like a little band of them of probably about 20. And they go to each other's homes and they all know each other. Okay, so that. And the guy directly in front of me, the guy that moved there, they have a guy, and he does not live there. He moved some stuff in, and then he left, and he sublets this place out. And there's people that come in a week at a time, sometimes a week and a half, 2 weeks, and they stay there, and then they leave again. And then another person will come in and stay for a week, and then leave. Every time they go in, and what they're there and they come out, they wear the hoodie, they wear the hat underneath the hoodie, the glasses, and then they pull the hoodie close over their face so you can't see who they are, because they know I film. I'll show you guys. I'll make another video and I'll show you some of the Arabic people and everyone that's around me. The truck. I have a picture of the truck with the sword on it. Everything. So anyway, so I was asking the Lord. I don't feel right about this. Something's, I just don't feel right about the people moving and then these guys moving in. And then he gave me Deuteronomy. So I did the Russian roulette with the Bible, and I landed on Deuteronomy 20. And that's just, and then the Lord basically summed it all up and said, it's no more just fighting and protecting and defending you here and there. And sometimes he's saying the lines are drawn and now it's all out war. So God is calling it all out war. Now he gave me Zephaniah 1. And in a nutshell, he's just going to consume all man and beast, and the fowls of heaven, and the fishes of the sea, and the stumbling block of the wicked. The lady down below me is white, and she's probably about 300 pounds. And I know she's a part of it, and I know she does a lot of the torturing. And the new guy, he looks a little Islamic. And his teenage girlfriend, they both look to be in their early or late teens or early 20s, and I know they do a lot of the torturing too. Now, when they first moved in, and I would say probably within a week is. I experienced some pretty bad headshots to, different places on my body. It was like either they didn't know what they were doing or just they're very vicious. So, and more about that later. But why did God say when I says I need to know what's going on with the people moving and then these guys moving in? And then him giving me the bad dream of, and I didn't state what the bad dream was about. It was about this blanket and this chair chasing me around, and it was a demonic dream, and I was scared half to death. It was showing me terror in that dream, and this was. The day that I asked him, I had the dream like 2 days prior. So he was saying terror. He was showing me terror. So when I said, what about the dream? What about these people moving in? And basically Deuteronomy 20 all the way. Okay, now let's move to November 6th, 2014. In the morning, while praying before reading the Bible, the people that torture me had kept me up for about a week with maybe 4 hours of sleep, if that. Mostly with very, very, very powerful beams. Now, this is when these guys basically just moved in. So I asked the Lord, I says, how do you feel about these people, the ones that are doing this and hitting me continually in my head nonstop with powerful beams? And he gave me Psalm 119, AIN 126 through 128. Time for the Lord to work. They have made void my law. Then he dropped these words to me. He said, and I could tell he was really, really mad. He said, like Jezebel, they are dung upon the ground. He said, so he's saying that the people that are doing this are going to be like dung on the ground. And he said, and they will not have anyone there to bury them. They're going to be just like Jezebel, he said, dung upon the ground. Okay, now get this. I have been praying for such a long time to the Lord. Please, please, Father, please, Jesus, please just destroy their satellites. Destroy the stuff that they use to hurt me with. I got this on, it was close to November 14th. It was right around there anyway. And this is what the Lord told me. Listen to this. I will cause their technical gadgets and control systems, their machines they use against you, to fail, to break down, to corrode, to fall apart. He did the same for Moses. Pharaoh's army was crossing the Red Sea, how he confounded them and took off their chariot wheels. So, and he said that they will grope as if it were midnight in the daytime. In Job, there's a part in Job where it says that, and I've been doing some RRs, Russian roulette with the Bible, and I've been landing on that a lot. And you know what? I don't do it where I just lift up the Bible and it falls open. I can't do that because I have an old Bible and I've used it so much that it just goes to the same place each time. So I have a different way of doing it. That there's no way I could land on this the same. And different parts in Zephaniah as well that says they're going to grope. He has been telling me, I mean, almost all the time, every day almost, not every day, but close to it, that these people are going to be blind, as blind people in the daytime, that they're going to grope and they're going to stumble around like drunk people. Okay, and then on November 23rd, 2014, the Father God, I asked him, I says, what are you going to do? These guys had kept me up, and I wrote this on the 23rd, but on the 21st, for 2 days straight, they kept me up, hitting me up underneath my chin, through my carotid artery, and up and around my neck area, and to get up in my brain. They were using that same way to get up in my head, and with very, very powerful beams. Now, I used my aluminum can blanket, and it helped some, but they were still getting up there, and I could actually smell my brains cooking inside my head. I could smell my brains cook inside my head. I asked the Lord, I says, what are you going to do? They kept me up for 2 days, And you could actually smell my brains cooking, Father. I says, what are you going to do? The Father God was mad. I could tell he was furious. He said, I'm getting up from my seat, and I will not sit back down until this is all over. Then he said that he'll be by my side. So he said he was getting up from the seat, and that now he's going to be by my side. And no more is he going to be silent. He said that he's going to start speaking to me because the Lord has been quiet for about 8 months or so. Today is December 11th, 2014, and today I had a vision of the Father standing up, and I was in the middle, and Jesus was on my right side. And we're standing there. We were all holding hands. That's the vision I had today. So I asked for confirmation, and he gave me Acts 2:1, and that's Pentecost Day. So I figure Penti is rise, like a penthouse. It's an apartment in a high rise. So that's how I always viewed it, you know. So I considered it as confirmation. Okay, and then he gave me Deuteronomy 31:8-16. And 8, I want to just say, he said he was going to stand with me. This confirms that he gave me Deuteronomy 31:8-16. 8, it says, and the Lord, he said that he goes before you. He will be with you. He will not fail you, neither forsake you. Fear not, neither be dismayed. Okay, and then 15, I'm looking confirmation, and here's 15. Okay, that the Lord appeared in the tabernacle in a pillar of a cloud, and the pillar of the cloud stood. And then 16, it says rise. Well, I mean, I'm not going for what the whole thing says, but there's rise in verse 16. Okay, now that's confirmation that the Lord said that he was standing up from his throne, and that he's not going to be sitting down until this is all over, and that he's going to be standing by me, and that he is not going to be quiet anymore. 11/26/2014. Let me just read it. I read my morning scriptures and prayed. I took a shower and carried my prayer into the shower. I heard the Father say that he wanted me to fight with him. I said that I would because of the V2K. I always, every time, I need a confirmation and an RR from the Lord. And he gave me Psalm 44:5. And this is what Psalm 44:5 says, through you will we push down our enemies. Through thy name will we tread those that rise up against us. December 7th, 2014. And it says, it's a Saturday at 7:13 p.m. I asked the Lord for a word about basically anything. I was just wanting to hear from him. I says, I asked for a word about basically anything on your mind, Lord. And he gave me Job 4. They are destroyed from morning to evening. They perish forever without no regarding. They die without wisdom. Now, when God says they die without wisdom, now wisdom comes by knowing the Lord. So he's talking about the unbeliever. He gave me chapter Job 4 there, and then he gave me chapter 5. They are cursed. His children are far from safety. They are born for trouble. As their sparks fly upward, I'll be in safety. He disappoints the devices of the crafty. They grope in the noonday as in the night. He's been saying that a lot. The border people. I want to throw this in because of what I'm seeing, who are surrounding me, and the stalkers that follow me. I would say about 30% of them are Hispanic, and then 20% would be Indian, Arabic, and other, and then 50% white people that I've seen following me, that have tortured me. They're mainly well, let me just say that the border people that Obama is letting into the country, this is what is going on. He's getting people that and sorry if I offend anyone. He's getting these people that are desperate, that panhandle, that they dig in the garbage and they live out in the garbage. People that don't work, and they still beg, borrow, and who knows what else. He put ads in the newspaper in Mexico and surrounding areas that the borders were open. That's why we seen the influx of people coming in when we did back about 8 months ago. He said the borders are open. We want you to come over. These people are here for a reason. It's because they are going to get them, and they are going to have these guys torture. They're going to do the job. They're going to give them apartments, cars, furniture. They don't have to do anything. Everything is done for them. The lady next door to me when she moved was an old lady that was disabled, and she didn't have to move a thing. They came and moved her. When the girl downstairs' car didn't work, she didn't have to do a thing. They came and towed it away and then brought it back to her. See, these guys are supposed to stay in their homes and torture. So they have everything done for them. And if they need something, all they have to do is ask, and it's given to them. Now, these guys are going to start torturing the people of the United States. The way they do this is through the satellite. The only thing I seen in the front room of the people that lived downstairs before he moved, after the family lived there and got evicted, there was this guy that looked like a walrus that moved in with about 3 underage teenaged kids, that all they had in their front room was one computer and a stool. It was like a little desk, a computer, and a stool. Maybe a few other chairs, fold-up chairs. And that's all they had. The guy had a washer and dryer as well, though, because I watched him move. They didn't have anything else. They had bags of clothes. So they didn't have beds. They didn't have any of that. So they used the internet and they used the satellites. Watch this.
The communications satellites would weigh less than 250 pounds, about half the size of the smallest communication satellites currently in commercial use. About 700 of these satellites are expected to be launched. About 700 of these satellites are expected to be launched, which is 10 times the size of the largest current satellite constellation in operation. The satellites would provide wireless internet access to anywhere on Earth.
God forbid. I pray that God will help us, because if those satellites are going up there so that they can torture more people in the United States, then we will need his help. God's standing up, and he's not going to sit down until everything's over and done with. And just pray, pray, pray. You pray for confirmation on this. He'll give it to you.